Hello everybody, today I'm doing What If Deku joined the League of Villains. I'm gonna stop the What If Naruto fused with Kurama for a while because it just seems a bit boring. It's not boring per se, I don't know, I just kind of don't like it. Like, I can't go into so much detail like other people do. I don't know, what do I say? I just made a hour-long video of this. Phone shuts off. I was planning on making an hour-long video. I'll probably make a 30-minute video, maybe 40, depending on how long I want to go. So, yeah. So, we're gonna start the day of canon. Everything goes per normal, except let's say Deku's mom, had a drug overdose, and because she was drunk before she died, when Deku was there, she said that you will never become a hero. So, yeah, we're saying that. How after that, Deku was all dark and stuff, so got bullied by Bakugo. Something All Might happened with All Might telling Deku that he will never be a hero without quirk. So, yeah. That's when Shigaraki comes and throws Deku into a portal. I did the same thing the last video. I don't know why. So, when Deku wakes up, well, not wakes up, but Deku sees, Shigaraki and Kurogiri, and also a TV, as well as they're in a bar. Which, as you can see, is the League of Villains base. Which Deku is going to be pretty much the first member, so yeah. He asked Deku if he wanted to be a villain. He said that you can get revenge on everybody who's rude to you. I mean, I know a lot about you. Your mother had a drug overdose before she died. She said that you will never become a hero. That Bakugo kid was bullying you his whole life about being quirkless. As well as All Might telling you that you can never become a hero without a quirk. And also, not to mention, we can give you a few quirks here. And Deku said that you caught me when you said revenge. Sorry if that was quieter. Yeah, my thing fell out. I don't know how my voice goes through, but anyways. More than you do. I was kidding. So, sorry to get Deku accepts and he goes to All For One, and it's in this instance, All For One is his father, as well as this is going to be Yes, I'm doing that. Why? Because I want to, and I'm not pairing him with Toga and Cracked Lips. So yeah. Or Dark Void. Or, well, no, that, ew. Or Lizard. Or, or beefy weird person that has a best friend that is a man dressed as a girl. I know all their names, I'm just naming them meanly. As well as not Magician Boy. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's why am I doing this, because I think it's funny. That's why. Oh, yeah. I'm not even going to talk about him, he's too... Anyways, so yeah. So they set out after, and Deku is going to be a UA spy pretty much. And in this, we're going to say Dabi is 16, so he will also be entering UA as well as Toga. Why? Because Deku's friends, and his personality is way different, meaning that, well, you'll see. So, they first set off after, oh yeah, I forgot Deku's quirks. Deku's quirk is going to be one, what do I want to call it? It's going to be called Fast Forward. It's pretty much going to it's going to be called Time Skipper. And pretty much he's going to be able to skip time or go back in time with one object or multiple objects. Like Doctor Strange, and pretty much if he were to use the time stone on an apple that was not eaten, then he could make it eaten without actually eating it by going forward. But he could go back in time with that eaten apple and make it non-eaten. So yeah. So the 4-day web event is today. So I'm gonna have to get this over soon. So anyways, what do you call it? So Shigaraki, Kurogiri, and Deku show up on a kid Deku's a year. We're gonna say Deku's 15 this. So a year older than Deku as it looks, killing a guy with a blue fire, and of course this is going to be Dabi with his quirk of cremation. Oh yeah, I forgot about Deku. Deku's two other. Well, no, he's only gonna get one quirk now. Yeah, because I want the other quirks of his to be inspired off of other people. So yeah. Actually, no. What's his quirk? No, his quirk's gonna be pretty much like a magic one where he can make people think something's happening. Like he can make other people think a tree's growing from his hand, stuff like that. So yeah. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. So Deku. Shigaraki knew Dabi was here, and Dabi sees them and starts trying to attack them with Deku using his thing to make it look like a tree appeared, making Dabi fly back. Although it really didn't appear, he didn't want to run into a tree or catch a tree on fire, luring everybody that they were there. So that's when Deku goes up to him and asks him if he would like to have a family of villains. Well, friend group of villains, I should say. Well, it will be family. 2 people. Which are talking right now. Okay. I'm sorry if you didn't hear that. You don't need to hear that part. So, anyways, Dabi thinks about this and actually accepts, seeing that he'll be protected by the police going after him and stuff for murdering like hundreds of people. Also, we're gonna make Dabi a Todoroki in this. Why? For reasons in the future. And then Deku and Dabi start training, gaining a close connection. They're not dating yet. They both have feelings for each other that will be expressed before UA tests. But anyways, so as you can see, I say anyways a lot. Actually, we're gonna have 3 people. Yeah, we're gonna have 3 people first before they enter UA. So next they see a Toga. Toga is going to be a year younger, well, a few months younger than Deku. So we're gonna let's say that she's normal Deku's age, let's say that she's 15 and Deku and Dabi are the same age at 16. Boom. Get wrecked. Okay. Anyways. So, what was I thinking? We find Toga, and of course Toga's going to do her weird scene look at Deku. What the fuck is wrong with that mad lady? Anyways, so when she sees Deku, and Deku asks her if she would like to join the League of Villains. She agrees. And yeah, so I'm just gonna tell you the two quirks he's gonna have in the future. He's pretty much gonna have Stain's quirk and Dabi's quirk, but he's not gonna steal it from them. Let's just say that there's a Todoroki that has cremation, and all for one happened to go find him somehow, like he was just walking by, and all for one saw his quirk and took it, as well as Stain had a cousin or something that had that quirk or something like that, yeah, and he never really knew the cousin, yeah. Yes, that's what we're doing. Why? Because I want to. As well as he's going to end up having Toga and Stain's abilities. So, and by abilities I mean like the bloodlust one from Stain, which it wasn't his quirk, and Toga's thing where she can hide her presence by hiding all of her bloodlust. So yeah, he's gonna have good control over his bloodlust. So Toga accepts, and that's when Shigaraki tells him that they will find one more member, and then they will be going to UA as spies. Of which, Deku, this time it was kind of wild. And they'll be training for the next 8 months until it is a month before the UA entrance exam. In other words, it's a month before the beginning of like everything important in the series, other than the lore of the story of the action. So, yeah. And they return with their quirks, and this is when actually All for One asked Deku if he would like a second quirk, and let's say in this one, so this is around the time, let's say a week or two before this, Deku goes to Dabi, and Dabi declares his love, blah blah blah, they start dating. I'm not going into detail. They have their first kiss and all that, whatever cheesy stuff that is. Also because I'm not going into the horny 12-year-old zone. Yeah, you wouldn't believe it, but I'm 14 and I'm not dealing with crap. I'm not gonna deal with crap saying, oh, you should have continued with what they were doing. No. So anyways, Deku asks if he has the quirk cremation, which All for One actually says that he happens to. It was a quirk of a Todoroki, of which is Dabi's family in this. So Dabi asks which one, and he said something like, what would be a Japanese name? Ugly Todoroki. No, let's say Endeavor Todoroki, which, yeah, that's what we're gonna call him. So, and this is and Dabi actually is happy about this, because this one is the family member that would always pick on him and Shoto, which he is going to care about. No, he's not. No, he's gonna hate Shoto, because of how much Endeavor favorited him. And also he hates Endeavor, as well as hating his whole family. So that's why he ran away. So yeah. Boom! Hey, with all that. So pretty much Deku gets the quirk cremation, and then he starts training on it with Dabi, of which they sign his quirk down to not be the I forgot his original quirk. Oh yeah, they show it to be two quirks: cremation and, let's say, hypnosis. Hypnosis, yes. It doesn't no, not hypnosis. Visions. Let's just call it visions. Yes, vision. I have no name for that. I know what name it should be, but I don't remember, how, the name itself. It's on the tip of my tongue, pretty much. So, speaking of tips, nope, not doing that. 18 plus. So, what do you call it? Let me think. Him and Dobby start training on their quirks while, they're 16, it's Japan, they do their thing. Yes. So it's All For One, of course, me and Deku's dad. All For One gets kind of mad at this, so that's when Dobby and Deku run out for a bit of training and stuff, and then they come back later, of course, and all that. So that's pretty much what happened on the 9th month, and now, also, they found the, who do we want them to find? Lizard Boy, Big Sis Mag, Lizard Boy is better, of course, what? Who? Muscular? No, they're not gonna find Muscular yet. Actually, you know what? Yes, they are. They're gonna find Muscular. Of which Muscular says that they have to beat him in a battle in order for him to join them. Which Deku actually accepts this, making a whole bunch of trees around him, and of course, because I'm pretty sure Muscular is pretty much like one of those meatheads, being quite and then Deku makes sharp rocks swim up from the ground. Muscular dodging these. Oh, it's funny because meatheads, if a meathead were to fight this, they'd probably think that they were dying, and they just say that you will never get the kill. Anyways, that's when Deku uses cremation, and the Muscular thinks he has a choice of being hit by cremation or getting stabbed. So, a sharp rock. So, he chooses cremation. And gets very burned, and actually this renders him unconscious because Deku's cremation is very strong. And now we'll go back to UA, where, of course, Muscular joined them, and then they start training. And let's say Deku gets his last quirk in this, being Stain's quirk. Of course, he doesn't know who Stain is, but it's Stain's quirk. So yeah. We're in, let's say this quirk, I don't know if Stain has this, but of course, he unlocked the whole thing with the bloodlust, with him making people not being able to move out of fear of his bloodlust, and be able to hide his presence with his bloodlust. So, yeah. And I'm pretty sure that Stain's ability lets him pull, swords and stuff like that towards him. So, let's say that Deku has 2 swords, kind of like Deadpool's, 2 katanas out of his back, and a few mini swords on him. So, yeah. So, those are Deku's quirks, and let's go to the UA entrance exam. Now, Deku, Dobby, and Toga all stay together, perfecting, new fighting moves and stuff, and that's when they say, trio combination, 100-meter wave, and that's when, Toga, let's say, not Toga, no, let's say duo style, lover duo style, 100-meter wave, and that's when the blue waves of fire go over everybody. And let's say it's like 50 mirrors in the sky going over 100 mirrors, getting they have to split the points in half, getting them both like 500 points or something. And that's when the 0 point goes in. And Deku says that he'll take this one on alone, and he goes in using Saint's ability, summoning, grabbing a katana, and slicing some of the cords, making the 0 point not able to move. And then Dabi jumps up and they both use cremation. Now that's when UA staff is very impressed, and both of them getting the same points, 500 villain points, but they both get 0 rescue points. But team points, they get like 300 team points. They're both at 800, being tied for the record. And of course, Deku was stronger than Dabi, but he really didn't have a lot to do in that situation, not really being able to use the ability where he can lick people's blood and make them, like, not be able to move. Yes, it was robots. And also not using hypnotism, because that won't work on robots, of course. So yeah, and that's when the UA staff asked for Dabi Todoroki. No, they don't know his last name yet. Yeah, they do, of course. So Dabi Todoroki and Izuku Midoriya. Of which, when Bakugo hears that name, he gets angered. Then he looks at the leaderboard, was seeing Deku and Dabi, the tie for first place, hundreds upon hundreds of points above them, and that's when Bakugo gets delivered, him being the second place to what he thinks is quirkless Deku and Orlando. That's when he reads next to it, lover duo. And that's when he thinks, Dabi must be a girl. He must be been carried by a girl. But then at the same time, he had those points too. Quirkless guy got lucky. It must be. No, he has a quirk that he was holding. Oh, that's when they read their quirks, and Bakugo sees Deku, sees what do you call it? Dabi's and Deku's being cremation, as well as seeing Deku's being visions and what do you call it? Bloodlust. I'm gonna call it bloodlust. And he thinks that these are villainous quirks. Well, except for cremation and this hypnotism. But he thinks that the bloodlust one is a villainous quirk. As well as showing two abilities, when he can hide his bloodlust and his presence, making nobody able to see him, or he can let out all his bloodlust and make people scared of him, of how much, depending on how much bloodlust he has. So yeah, he thinks that Deku has some villainous quirks as well as abilities, but he doesn't pay much mind to it, as they both beat All Might's record by, let's say, 300 points. All Might being surprised at this, but also then seeing Deku show up. So we'll seeing Dabi as a boy. They're kind of surprised, saying that Deku was. And of course, Toga was in there, so the whole thing with Toga, actually, let's say Toga got 3rd place, yeah. Toga got 3rd place. And actually, Todoroki or Shoto, looks at these points, and he actually sees a Izuku Midoriya, which he doesn't really care about, but he sees there, and he also sees a Dabi Todoroki, which he is infuriated by this, seeing how his brother would show up out of nowhere and gain more points than as well as Izuku Midoriya. Then he looks at the quirks and seeing they're the same quirks, and seeing that they're the celebrity. Well, I was kidding. I'm not gonna say it, but I realize it's still not anything. At least nobody thinks it. So yeah. And they beg them to go into UA. Of which, of course, they both agree, because why wouldn't you agree? Like, it's UA. So yeah, they both agree. Of course, so let's skip to the first day of UA with Toga, Dabi, and Deku walking in. Now everybody sees Dabi and Deku, and they're quiet except for Bakugo, asking, Deku, how are you still alive? You went missing. Everybody thought you died. Of course, after your mom having a drug overdose, telling you that you couldn't be hero, me bullying you, and all my even saying that you couldn't be hero. Because let's say Bakugo overheard them talking, but didn't see, Deku didn't see Sky Might or Small Might. So yeah, so let's say just didn't turn to Small Might in this. And we're not paying much attention to Deku being All for One's son, because the whole thing of that is that of course, All for One asked Deku if he wanted to be a successor, but Deku actually said that Shigaraki overhearing this and actually being friends with Deku in this, because Deku let him be the successor, and Deku also said that he just feels like that it would be too much of a burden to live for so long in the shadows. He'd rather die. He'd rather die when his time is right. So yeah. So they all walk in. Most people being upright scared of them, and that's when Aizawa walks in. And this time Dabi and Deku keep on talking, ignoring Aizawa, and annoying him as well. Ignoring and annoying him. That's when Aizawa tries to put cloth at him. That's when Deku makes a tree sprout up with his vision quirk, making Aizawa stop and everybody in the class being scared. But that's when it goes away. That's when Deku says, if you were to hit that tree, it would be real. Of course. So yeah, let's say that's actually real, but it would, it would hurt them 2 times less if it were to be, like, a stabbing rock or something. Although it still could kill, because it still pierce the head and stuff, but let's say the pain of it is less. So yeah. That's when Deku and Dabi stop talking. And just before they stop, they introduce everybody stopping and looking at them. And they ask what's wrong. Do people can't love each other? And that's when Bakugo said, get shitty, Deku. And that's when Deku asks Bakugo to speak up. And Bakugo says, okay, shitty Deku. And that's when Deku uses cremation towards him, but Bakugo tries to block with his blast, but the cremation kind of gives Bakugo a few burns. Deku saying that he wouldn't like to kill him, but if it comes to it, Bakugo, and this is Bakugo kind of being surprised that Deku, who has called him Kachan, called him Bakugo. So yeah. And it's when Aizawa tells the class calm down, they're going to be doing quirk tests, and whoever gets last place is going to be expelled, which there's not going to be anybody expelled, of course, because of course Mineta is going to be in last place for comedic purposes. Why? Because comedic purposes. So, Deku and Dabi go first, and they ask if they could go at the same time since they're both first. She agrees with them both using cremation and sending the ball flying. But Dabi's lands first, going to 3,695.6 yards, and Deku's going to 11,579.1 meters, which amazes everybody. But Dabi knew that Deku's had an enhancement, seeing that his brother had an enhancement too. Since it was his brother's quirk, of course, Deku would have an enhancement to it. So, yeah. And that's when everybody goes. Pretty much Deku getting first place in everything. Of course, Dabi getting second just because of the ball throw. In other words, everything. Well, it's not a tie. So, Deku does get first and Dabi second. And actually, this time, Toga gets, Bakugo gets third, Todoroki gets fourth, and let's just say Toga gets something of like eighth and Mineta gets last, but actually, no. Let's say the invisible girl gets last, because she's just invisible. How would Mineta get last compared to her? She has nothing strong about her. How would Mineta get last? Question mark. Yeah, at least they go to the thing of how many times they go back and forth in a certain amount of time or whatever. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that she should get last, so she will be expelled. So, yeah. And this time they have exactly 20 students. Oh my god. Let's say they have 20 students. If I'm wrong, then whatever. They have the amount of students as they do right now. So, yeah. They all go to lunch, of course, and, Dabi, Toga, and Deku sing together, kind of whispering about their plan, but that's when Uraraka comes over, and Ida, as well as Bakugo, trying to start a fight with Deku, and that's when Deku just tells Bakugo to leave him alone, and Bakugo doesn't, trying to throw a punch at him that will explode on contact, and that's when Deku grabs Bakugo's arm and throws him across the room into a wall, and that injures Bakugo a lot, as well as sending flames towards Bakugo, making making a lot of burn marks on Bakugo. That's when Deku said that he's not gonna use his slow power on him again if he keeps attacking him. Let's say I'll give you 2 more times. Well, no, I'll give you. This is your last chance. If you attack me again, I will kill you. And that's when Deku leaves. Uraraka actually stepping away from Deku, and same with Ida, but them still trying to talk to Deku. And then that's when Deku tells him to shut up, and that's when Dabi goes over, calming him down, hugging him and stuff. And Toga takes a picture of this, and Dabi and Deku get mad at Toga chasing her around the school. And that's when the tree pops up and Toga hits her head on it. Not knocking her out, but making her fall over, then taking her phone and deleting it. Why? Because comedic humor. That's why. It's not comedic, it's just kind of funny. So anyways, yeah, that happens. Now let's go second day of the Heroes vs. Villains. This time, it's going to be Deku and Dabi as villains versus, say Uraraka and Ida as heroes. And that's when Deku raises his presence. Everybody's seeing this, asking where he is, and that's when Deku shows up behind Uraraka, chopping her on the neck, and then he uses his bloodlust. Everybody, like, seeing it through the cameras, feeling his bloodlust, feeling still, even All Might, kind of afraid of it. Yeah, Lita standing still and Deku chopping him on the neck. Villains easily winning, of course. And that's when the Dobby kisses Deku, giving him a good luck. And all my thing is questioning this, but they don't really care. As well as Dobby, he's in a costume, of course, but he still has this, like, he looks normal, okay? He looks normal. Nobody's figured out that it was Dobby leaving the burn marks, at least for now. Yeah, we're gonna say for now. They're gonna. You'll see. So yeah, all the other things go the same, except this time it's gonna be Toga and Bakugo versus Todoroki and Shoji, yeah. And of course the villains are gonna win because, well, I mean, Bakugo and now let's say this time Bakugo couldn't even do anything because Toga hides her presence too, flashing at who's Todoroki's blood, turning into Todoroki, walking with, I think it was Kaminari. Yeah, let's just say it's Kaminari for this point, and chopping him on the neck and going over, and then turning into Kaminari. This time actually like slicing on Todoroki, leaving some of his blood there for her to change back, and then knocking, well, Todoroki trying to use only his ice, but that's when Bakugo comes around and explodes him, sending him flying, and that's when they put the tag on them, I think. I'm pretty sure you could do that to heroes, so yeah. Making the villains win. So yeah, that's everything else goes the same as per canon, because I don't really care about the others. So everybody goes training, and I think I'll leave that off. I don't want to do the USJ attack yet. Why? Because the USJ attack is going to be very spicy. Very, actually, no, I'll do the USJ attack. I might go before it other than that also. Let's say at 12:40, I'll probably stop around then. So, yeah. No, it should be 2 o'clock, right? So that means I can stop at like 1:30. Wait 1 second. Okay, I'll continue explaining. So, we go to the USJ attack on the bus ride. Todoroki, actually this time, declares war on Deku earlier, saying that he will never beat him. And Deku saying that, well, and that's what Dabi says, as well as Deku saying, if you don't use your fire, you'll never win. Well, you won't even have a chance of winning. And Todoroki looking at Dabi, trying him with, thinking about hitting him with ice, but that's when Aizawa looks back and tells Todoroki to sit down. Using quirks on the bus. Unless, well, of course it's Deku's vision quirk, because that could make anything. And it wouldn't really harm the bus itself. It would just make it seem like it did. That's when Deku makes a whole bunch of rocks in the bus. And everybody thinks that this is actually happening because they didn't hear Aizawa. And that's when that's when the bus gets repaired all of a sudden, and Deku looks at them laughing, and so does Zabi. Todoroki this time, once they arrive at the USJ, I'm pretty sure it's unforeseen simulation joint? Is that it? I don't know. Pork. Oh, yeah, pork. Noise. So, anyways, I have to since I probably won't be able to, I'm not gonna get Golden Age or Peely in Fortnite. So, anyways, sorry about that. Distracted for a second. What do you call it? whatever. Todoroki. They arrive at the machine. That's when the portal opens up. Of course, they did this because the traders at UA are now Toga, Dabi, and Deku. Now this is when they get transported, but this time Kurogiri doesn't transport them around any villains, which they see weird. They think that it was just because Kurogiri thought they were strong, but then they thought that it was also Toga who... Stop, Ram. Toga and Deku both have a villainous quirk. They were thinking about this, but they didn't pay any mind to it. In fact, they could just be accidental. And that's when Shigaraki orders the Nomu to attack, and the Nomu this time actually rushing towards Deku, Dabi, and what do you call her? Toga. Now, Shigaraki seeing this runs towards the Nomu, ordering the Nomu to come back, and that's when he tells the Nomu not to attack those three. But nobody else really hearing this, he tells the Nomu that they are on our side. So the Nomu can understand that. He just can't. He just has to listen to Tomura Shigaraki. Shigaraki! Anyways, so yeah. Sorry how do you call it? So, pretty much they're all fighting some smaller villains that didn't really hear the news of them being on their side. Try to attack Dabi, Toga, and let's just say the bad three. Yeah, we're gonna call them Big Bad Three. So yeah, they're gonna be known as the Big Bad Three, but they're not gonna be called that. I'm just gonna call them the Bad Three. Why? Because it would be easier than saying Dabi, Deku, and Toga. So yeah, way easier. So it's when the Bad Three attack the smaller villains. Don't attack the smaller villains asking why they want to attack, and that's when they say that, well, duh, we're on your side. Damn, Shigaraki probably didn't tell you lesser known villains. I mean, I should say store robber villains, but oh, that would be mean. It's when the villains actually attack them, thinking that they just have a lot of information. That's when Shigaraki, seeing this, thinks that they're dumb, but then remembers he never told the smaller villains, and saying that now his army may deplete quite a bit because of the mistake he did, but he doesn't really care, seeing the fact that if it comes to it, he told the Bad Three that they might have to help him kill All Might, which of course All Might is not there this time, but you know, whatever. Nobody cares. All Might, nobody cares about you. Anyways, so they of course fight off some of the smaller ones. Everything goes pretty normal. Wait a second. And when Aizawa gets his thing hurt, that's when Deku acts like he's shooting flames towards Shigaraki. Shigaraki, knowing that this was the plan just in case anything happened, he tells the Nomu to jump back, which the Nomu does, and he still tells the Nomu not to attack them. And Aizawa doesn't hear this because he's knocked out, but he does see the flame coming towards him. The flame hits him, burning him a lot. That's when All Might says, "You are safe because I am here." that's when the whole thing with the Nomu versus All Might happens, but just when the Nomu is about to be hurt, this time, both Davi and Deku shoot flames towards the Nomu. Shigaraki telling the Nomu to dodge, as well as there are spikes heading towards the Nomu, which is also where All Might is, and All Might being on his limit, about to go into Small Might form, already charging up 1,000%, which would make him go into Small Might form. He's worried about this and he says that he has to dodge, but then he'll go into Small Might form and all this, but then without thinking, he dodges, but that's when he goes into a Small Might form. And that's when Cemento says this whole thing with trying to block All Might, but that's when Deku, the bad three, say that they're just gonna have a look at how All Might's doing. That's when Cemento says no. But that's when they say that they're worried about All Might, and they break through the cement easily just by Deku using his spikes. Well, not using his spikes, but you know, the lover duo. Using their cremation and burning through the cement, making it back into a liquid that hardens up, of course. But that happens to the whole wall, and that's when everybody sees All Might. And Deku, the bad three try to look shocked at this, but All Might can see that they don't look really that shocked, and he asks, how did you three already know? And why would you do this if you already knew? And that's when they said, what do you mean by we already knew? Laughing in their head. They say, well, we didn't know until now. It's just hard for us to think that you wouldn't get that this wouldn't happen to you after it looks like you're taking steroids for your whole life. Well, ever since you were younger, I'm gonna guess. Ever since you were probably a teenager, I'm gonna guess. That's when you really started. And All Might kind of thinks that they have to be joking. They must know. They must have known. But then he thinks, well, true. I have been super buff ever since I was little. Well, not little, but ever since Nana Shimura died, since my master died, so I would think that I was taking steroids too. So, yeah. Sorry about that. So with nobody really seeing it except for those three actually trying to take confirmation that this happened to All Might, to Shigaraki, and they actually block this off from me by saying that's when they tell All Might that he should probably go now. Shigaraki and the Nomu go away, so the Nomu is going to be spared and is going to pretty much be a bodyguard at their bar or whatever. So, and that's when Shigaraki tells the Nomu, if anybody comes up there and who you do not recognize or does not ask about the League of Villains, you kill them. That's when the Nomu goes up there and does what he is told. That's when the bad three walk by the Nomu. Nomu got to attack, but the orders and whatever. Well, trying, but remembering them because he can remember stuff, but he can't speak or anything. Pretty much his only brain thing to do is listen and remember. And know what people are saying, of course. So they go in, and that's when the bad three say they've got some information on All Might. What should I call them? How should we call them? Small Might. That would be the end to an episode. Season 2. They pick up Netflix series. Dun 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 dun. Two people meet up with the dead body. Dun 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 dun. The dead body is next person. Next episode. Dun 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 dun. The dead body of the person that killed the other person. Dun 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 dun. A paper float. Dun 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 dun. Next season. No game. That's hilarious. So yeah. So we would start season 2, of course, which is the whole Stain arc and stuff. I'll go through some of this. And so they tell Shigaraki about the confirmation of All Might's small form and how it must be because they made up the excuse of, well, they thought that this would happen to him because it looked like he was taking steroids his whole life, which he kind of smirks at, but then he says, so the big, amazing hero, all my injuries have gotten to him. What are we going to do on this? That's when he's thinking, but then he hears the Nomu fighting. It acts the gnome, and it screams up to the gnome, and that's when they all run up there. Don't forget this being season 2, saying, Hero, Killer, Stein. Now, they see Stain, but Stain knows about villains, and he's more like a vigilante. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Stain is a vigilante. So he's not a hero, he's not a villain, because he believes in some heroes, like when he believed in Deku and All Might and all that. So yeah, he's a vigilante. Sorry about all the rappers. I'm trying to get a brunch ready to eat. So yeah. Piece of cake. You know what? I'm going to eat cake also. Because somebody left behind a piece of cake because they're stupid. Sorry about this. Okay. So, Sam would come in, and that's when he would see 3 what seemed to be kids. Well, teenagers that he calls kids, of course. And Tomura Shigaraki, which he knows he's the famous League of Villains. Of course, this is going to be a month after the attack. So yeah. Abby, go lay down. So yeah. He will have given him the information, but then went back to UA and stuff. And everybody kind of trusts him now. Which is a big mistake. Because, I will tell you, when the overhaul arc begins. But, yeah. Actually, no. Probably the camp arc. So anyways, whole thing's same. They fight. But this time, Deku actually gets the best of Stain, pinning him to the ground. It's Stain walking away. After seeing how he was bested by a mere kid. A kid that was hanging out with villains. Could he be called a villain? Because of what he did. That's when everybody on the whole YouTube thing, I think it was YouTube, where the same thing went wild. I'm gonna say that's what happened. And now it's happening, and that brings the attention of like Spinner people who arrive while UA in sessions. Let's say everybody is there, including Muscular and all that. They've just been letting Muscular go around and kill people. Because they honestly don't care until their big plans. So yeah. Biggie bad boy Muscular. So when they're all there, 3 kids show up. That's when everybody gets their weapons ready. And that's when Shigaraki says, no. These are the first 3 members. First member of the League of Villains. Meet Izuku Midoriya. Second member, Dabi Todoroki. And third member, Toga Yamiko or something like that. And they've heard of Toga and Dabi, but they haven't heard of any Izuku Midoriya. That's what Izuku says that. We'll usually do my killing in the shadows. A whole bunch of bodies went missing around a month ago, right after the USJ attack. I had to let go some of my blood loss. Killed thousands one day. That's when they're all shocked because they knew. That's when everybody. That's when Shigaraki tells them to share your kill count. Deku says his kill count was something of, he thinks around 23,000. And everybody's surprised at this, of course, and that's when Toga says her kill count is like 5,000. Dabi says his kill count is 1,000. That's when they say like their kill counts are all in the hundreds except for Meathead, I'm gonna call him, or Muscular. He says his kill count is like 15,000, being surprised that a mere kid had more kills than him. So yeah. So that's when Deku says that all those bodies that just go missing. Actually, I leave all the corpses in an alleyway. You can go look if you want. It's about to overflow, but... Oh, Toga. I forgot you were gonna go get blood samples, so... You can pose as people, right? And Deku says yes. Not being known by the police is actually being quite hard now. Yue was asked by the police if they could see, Toga is this guy's name. They could see, let's say, Yanda something. So, Toga says that she's gonna go posing as a new body in public. Which Deku agrees to. And then that's also when Deku says that he was only caught by the cops once, and it was a big, cops, including tanks and stuff, but, of course, killed them. That's when Deku says that added around, 3,000? No, it's kidding. What that add? I think it was about 500 kill counts. Actually, that's why I made it to my first 1,000. It's amazing we get your first 1,000. Makes you feel lively. Now I'm just hoping I make it to... I'm pretty sure I want to get to 100,000 before I die. Which is very possible, but, he doesn't want to jinx it. So yeah. Deku! I hate how Bakugo is. Be like, Deku, you shitty nerd. He's like extras. You're all extras. Thinks that he's the main character. Extra. Anyways. So I had to drink. Also had to eat. So yeah. Them saying that their next attack will be at the camp that'll happen in 2 months, let's say. So yeah, and that's when Stain shows up saying that he is going to go to Jose no matter what you say. I'm not taking orders from you and your league. I'll join your league, but that's only to kill pro heroes, not to kill kids. And he agreed to this and stuff, saying that, well, who do you think is the only correct hero? He would say, All Might. When She-Rock say, okay. Good bacon. Good money. No, just kidding. That's when I go to Hosu City, Shigaraki, Harogiri pulling up in portal, as well as 3 UA kids, as the reporters say. Next to these people sitting atop a building. And that's when the UA kids run down, like away. Shigaraki acting like he wants them to go. All that, what? No. No. He's only pretending. So, yeah. That's when they find Stain and Deku actually being taught by Stain how to use his ability. And this time, not caring about Ida, actually grabs the sword that he had in his thing and stabs him. Later, seeing Deku last saying, You should have never been born. Deku, hearing this, chops Lea's head off, angered. That's when Dabi calms down. Actually, there's footage of this on the news. Todoroki standing right there, actually walking away. Not seeing Deku do that, but seeing Lea's dead body in front of the 3 of them. But also seeing Stain attempt to attack them to fake it. Just as he said, he doesn't want to get a whole bunch of kids in trouble and stuff. Well, I don't say that, but he's told to do so. Before yeah. That's when they run away towards Todoroki, seeing Todoroki. And Todoroki asks, what happened to Lita? I meant Ida. That's when they say, we just found him down the ground. Then Stain started chasing up. That's when Stain chases them. And that's when Todoroki attempts to fight back. But, of course, oh wait, I forgot the festival thing. So let's just say this is happening before, in this timeline. Yeah. I rigged this whole thing up. And I screwed myself. Well, we're just going to say that sports festivals after this, and after that is internships, and we're going to say something else happens. That means I'm making up a random villain in the League of Villains named Wildcat, and used to be a 5th member, part of the Puff Gang, but turned evil. So yeah. Boom. Get right. How do you call it? Yeah, Abby. Yes. Anyways. So that's when the villains leave, and they leave Stain there. saying that he wants to get rid of all these heroes he can, and the Nomu's still going around, so. The Nomu not attacking Midori and when it's just the three of them and the Nomu's there. The Nomu thinks about attacking them, but then remembers his orders not to attack them, and just walks by them. One hero seeing this, let's say that the normal guy or whatever was there. So, seeing this, actually runs away before Nomu sees him and tries running after him, but that's when Endeavor shows up, and he starts punching away the Nomu, because these were weaker versions of the Nomu. And Endeavor seeing that his things don't work. That's when Deku does thing with his bloodlust, which seems surprised that he knew because he never told him that, but he didn't really care about it. He just shrugged off his shoulders, pausing on one Endeavor. That's when Deku says, "Sorry, I was trying to scare Stain by this, but I guess he has the same ability." And that's when he uses this. Deku pretending he's frozen, same with the other two of the bad three. But they're really not, of course, so yeah. Stain attacks, whatever, and that's when Endeavor and All Might hit away. Stain praising All Might for being an actual hero, but All Might then killing Stain, and Shigaraki Shima says that Stain was a fool to let his guard down in front of an enemy. So yeah. I feel like that's where I should leave it off. So I know I screwed around the storyline, so yeah. I was gonna say that this thing with Wildcat, so yeah. Hopefully I'll remember that. Maybe I'll just have to make a new hero, so. Cheers, fellas.